What's up, everybody? We've got some news to talk about. So, DC just announced that they're making another movie in their DCEU, and this time, I don't know if you can see, but it's about Supergirl. Yes, Supergirl, the character that's been on TV for 3-4 seasons. First of all, I have some thoughts on this matter, which is exactly why I got all dressed up and decided to do a video about it. But before I get into what I think, let me just first be absolutely 100% clear on this, because I know people, if anyone's ever gonna watch this video, I know people are probably gonna misquote me and say things that I didn't say, just put words in my mouth, so I just want to say it outright clear. I love this idea. I love this news. I love Supergirl. I love the TV show. I love the character. I'm very fascinated to see what the DCEU version of Supergirl would look like, alongside Henry Cavill's Superman and the rest of the Justice League, probably. And I'm excited for this. And you know, if DC puts a Supergirl movie in theaters, I'm gonna be there opening day, probably wearing this very same costume. Hopefully. That being said, unfortunately, this news couldn't have come without a bit of negativity in it, which is the fact that DC is not only making a Supergirl movie, which, as I mentioned, I'm excited for, can't wait to see. They've also got Aquaman coming up pretty soon, which I'm very looking forward to see. I love Aquaman. I've been reading the comics like crazy. They've got Shazam coming up late after that, which I'm dying to see. They've got Wonder Woman 84. Love that idea. They've got a standalone Joker movie, which I'm very looking forward to. But in addition to that, they also have a different Joker movie with Jared Leto's character. They've got a Harley Quinn standalone movie, Suicide Squad 2, Birds of Prey, Gotham City Sirens, a supposedly in development Flash movie that's changing directors faster than I'm changing costumes, a supposed Batgirl movie, a supposed Nightwing movie, a supposed Lobo movie, and a forgotten Cyborg movie. And I'm not even joking, that's literally... Oh yeah, and the Green Lantern Corps, which I'm very excited to see. But again, I can't stress this enough. DC's got a ton of movies in development, like a standalone Deadshot movie, which I just remembered. If I'll keep doing this video, maybe I'll remember some more. But it speaks towards a much larger problem that the DCU is facing right now. Now, yes, the DCU hasn't really had the most prosperous path up to this point. There's no secret in that, but still, the movies have been, in my opinion at least, somewhere between decent and really good. And unfortunately, not only not a lot of other people share my opinions, but the movies don't really do that well at the box office. Obviously, there are some exceptions, and yes, we need to wait until Aquaman comes out to really assess the situation and see if people are actually interested in DC movies still. But the fact of the matter is that they're making all these movies, and they're not making a Superman movie or a Batman movie, which really frustrates me, because Batman and Superman are my favorite characters from DC. And when you think about it in the long run, these two characters basically built the superhero genre with their own two hands, and I'm not even exaggerating. You've got Superman, the all-powerful godlike being who can solve every problem with his multitude of of powers. And you've got Batman, the human vigilante type person who uses his brains and bronze when necessary. And basically every single other superhero drew their inspiration from these two characters. Even DC's biggest flagship character right now, movie-wise at least, which is Wonder Woman. And Batman and Superman have consistently, to this very day, no matter what people try to tell you, and no matter how many ups and downs these two characters have had over the years, they're DC's two biggest and best-selling characters of all time. And they're the biggest and most popular, which is just blowing my mind as to why they're announcing a Supergirl movie and not a Superman movie. And again, let me just say it one more time. I love the idea of a Supergirl movie. More power to the women, that's what I always say. But that being said, the fact that DC's announced a Supergirl movie just kinda, and forgive me for saying this, but it kinda shows me that they have lost all faith in the Big Blue Boy Scout, which saddens me. And yes, there was the whole problem with the mustache thing in Justice League, which is noticeable, I'll give him that, but regardless, Henry Cavill was awesome in Justice League. He was literally the best part in the entire movie. And I'm speaking as somebody who loved Justice League, and I love it. I would gladly argue positives over negatives concerning that movie if I would ever meet someone who actually saw the movie, which doesn't really happen to me all that often. My point exactly. And Batman. I mean, look, love him or hate him, say what you want about him. I think Ben Affleck is a magnificent Batman, easily the best live-action Batman we've ever had, and I just hate it. Said it, but still, they had problems with the script. They had to do a complete page one rewrite. Ben Affleck just straight up said, "I'm not directing this movie anymore." I don't even know what is happening with that movie anymore. I've given up hope on ever seeing either a Batman movie or a Man of Steel 2 movie at this point. Like, seriously. And yeah, man, it's sad. And I'm embarrassed to say it as a DC fan. But look, maybe Supergirl does actually come out, because they've announced like 50 other movies that didn't really go anywhere. But maybe Supergirl does come out, and maybe it actually ends up to be very good, and maybe Superman shows up in it, because I have heard from sources that Henry Cavill's Superman is apparently going to have a cameo in Shazam, which I'm all for, and I have heard from very similar sources that Henry Cavill's Superman is actually going to have a decent-sized cameo in every single DC movie going forward. I have no idea how the hell are they going to put him in Wonder Woman 84, but that's irrelevant. So if Superman becomes this sort of connective character that runs through all the different DCU movies, I'm happy with it. I believe my little Christopher Reeve action figures are going to be happy about it as well. But that's just my thoughts. I am all for the idea of a Supergirl movie. I'm looking forward to it, but I still think that DC needs to put a little bit more effort into making a Superman movie, or at the very least a Batman movie, because these are their two biggest and best-selling characters. And even though Batman vs Superman failed to meet a lot of people's expectations, I enjoy it for what it was. I still think it could have been so much better than it was, but that's all water under the bridge right now. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the matter. You can do with them as you please. I won't judge you. So Till next time, up and away! Hello again, everybody. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel where I do all kinds of weird stuff like showcase all these things, you know, trailer reactions, movie reviews, all kinds of fun stuff. So, until next time, I'll see you guys next time.